Welcome back. In this tutorial we're going to cover inclined ortho number 4. So this one looks a little more complicated, but in reality it's not. So let's ask our 3 questions. Does it have symmetry? It does not. How could we describe this shape? I would say that we could describe this shape as a upside down T with a angled cut taken off of one side. So if you envision this side looking at it from the left, it would look like an upside down T, but then obviously this and this plane here are not at the same height. Which view best shows the shape? Well, I would say the front view shows us the angle and the side view shows us the T. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to draw this shape in without the angled cut. We're not going to worry about that for now, and we're going to do that in the second extrusion. So moving back to Inventor, we are going to sketch on the side, and we're going to draw in this shape with some of the dimensions that we know, and bounce back, bounce back to our PDF, come over a half, and then here we're going to come up 1 1/4, over another half, up a half, and then we can close this off. This dimension is not given, but it is 3/4. So if you want to reference, you can go ahead and pause the video here, and these are all your dimensions for your first extrusion. So we're going to finish this, and we are going to extrude it 3.25, which is our overall length. Now, this is the most efficient way to make this part. You could very well have made it with an extrusion, and another extrusion, but you're just adding levels of complexity that you don't really need. So what do we know about this angled plane? Well, we know that it starts 0.5 up from the bottom, and we also know that it's a 45-degree angle. So to sketch this out, we're going to sketch on the front view, and what we're going to do is put a point over here, and we're going to dimension that 0.5 up. Okay, so it caught the midpoint there, so we'll try to do that point again. I'm going to place it a little closer to the bottom, closer than I know it needs to be, but now I can dimension it. So that happens usually when you try to dimension it and it says it's going to over-constrain it. That means it automatically placed a constraint based off of your selection. Not a big deal. All right, so draw a line, set our angle at 135. How did we get 135? Well, that's 90 plus another 45. So if you look at the dimension that Inventor is asking for along that arc, it's from 0 to 90 and then another 45 degrees. Now what I'm going to do is a little different. I'm not going to draw to this line. I'm going to draw outside of this line. And the reason that I'm going to do that is because it doesn't matter how high this line goes as long as it's taller than the height of our part. So this is kind of a cutting plane that we're making. I'm going to extrude this as a cut. I'm going to say through all, and then hit OK, and there is my part. So when I look for this part, when I'm grading, I'm going to look for 2 extrusions only. Please don't make extrusion, extrusion, extrusion kind of stacking on each other, because if we have to change this part, now we only have 2 sketches that we have to go back and change. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.